name is Kelly Wolf, and you're watching Cove's Epilogue. Let's get into it. You suddenly chose Cove's phone when he hadn't been able to find it. Cove caught it with a noisy sob between two hands. He stared over at you with wide eyes. Dragon, you tried not to grin, but it was a losing battle. Remind me to remind you not to do that again. I'll walk over to you next time. Worried still, he wiped off the phone screen and nodded shut. You chuckled in agreement, knowing full well that you would both likely forget and play casually with the phones again at some point later. I'm going to make that happen no matter what. There was nothing else stopping either of you. In minutes, you were hopping into your ride and heading back to the neighborhood. It was another beautiful summer day in Sunset Bird. You couldn't resist rolling down the window, so you could absorb it all during the drive. Cove sat across from you from the seat, near the opposite window. His gaze was locked outside, catching all the old landmarks the vehicle was passing. His spirits rose even higher the moment you made it home once more. Eager, you hopped out the car and let yourself in. Your moms knew you were going to be there that morning. But the second you made it past the threshold, an excited scream nearly scared you out of your shoes.
Hi!
Kelly, you're here! And guess what? I'm here too! Oh my god, Lee, you look amazing! I love the pink hair, especially the fact that it goes ombre towards the bottom. I love her crop top and its little jacket. Her jeans are amazing too. Like, I've never seen that style before. It's definitely Lee. And the handbag! That heart is amazing! I love it. While your heart rate soured, a broad grin quickly took over your whole face. Since your cousin moved out on her own, you've noticed that she really found her own groove. She was still the same loving person she'd always been on the inside, but she expressed herself in new ways. Lee was strong, kind, and smart. Over the past few years, she graduated with a degree in history. Though, last you heard, she was pursuing her dreams and towards to get into the music industry. Lee! Excited, you shouted just as loud as she did. Lee hugged you tightly, nearly knocking you off your feet. Lee leaned to the side to pass you and meet Cove's eye. The grin on her face widened while she waved. Hi, Cove. Hey, nice to see you, Lee. I got in practically at dawn. It was a whole thing, but at least I made it here alive. Lee exhaled and slumped her shoulders to emphasize how exhausting the ordeal was. Behind her, Liz made her way over. She crossed her arms at the scene. I'm here too, in case you're wondering. Nah, I wasn't, but thanks anyway. Lee giggled, and Liz's eyes narrowed at your remark. She seemed to stand up straighter, and the demure smile on her face didn't move. It wouldn't kill you to say hello, you know. You neither. But I'm glad to see you too.
Thanks.
Thanks, the feeling's mutual. Another friendly shout rang out in the living room. It was as cheery as ever from the many times you had had over the years. Good morning, family. Your parents both came out of the side hall together. Morning.
Well?
Now that everyone's here, I do have something to mention. Ma put her hand lovingly over her wife's. Mom leaned her head into Ma with matching affection. We're all still having dinner together, but Pam had actually made plans to take me out for brunch to celebrate our anniversary. Just the two of us. Please, she hooked her arm around Ma's waist. Sorry to push you out, but I'm sure this group of mature grown-ups will be able to entertain themselves for an afternoon. We don't have to find a babysitter or anything. Totally. Yeah, have fun, moms. Don't worry about it. We can survive that easy. Enjoy your brunch. That works out, actually. An afternoon open means there's time to meet up with Terry and Randy. Hopefully they're free today. Your school friends still lived around the area. I knew you were coming for your mum's party, but when or how you arranged to see each other wasn't set in stone.
Sounds good.
Definitely, we should call them.
All right.
I have some people I'd like to say hi to as well. Liz had her cell phone in hand, ready to get her plans made before she was even done speaking. Arching an eyebrow, she then directed the next wildly. Would you want to come along? We missed our love cousin bonding time in the past.
Yeah.
I would love to. It would be an honor to hang out with you, Liz. I hope you both have fun. Don't worry, fun is my specialty. Chuckling, Liz smirked. We'll try not to have too much fun. We'll try not to have all the fun. Don't get into too much trouble. You shook your head, and Liz winked. She then glanced back at her phone and rapidly typed a text. Excellent, it's settled. She squeezed her wife's hand. Her gaze took in the whole room, ecstatic to have a full house again. Today is going to be perfect.
Yes.
I think so too. I couldn't be happier with my wife, my children, and our beautiful family. It's already a wonderful anniversary. There are a couple of awes and sweet comments from the group gathered around the couple of the hour. Seeing how your moms were, you couldn't help but hope that when you got to be their age, you could be as proud as your life as them. But Ma's attention then fell on you. The look on her face twisted mischievously. A shiver shot down your spine. Fuck! This is a very good time of year for marriage. Don't you think so? With Snickers all eyes eagerly slid over to you and Cove. Shocked at implication, his cheeks burned red. There was no missing the meaning in Ma's words. She was clear as a bell, and she knew it. Out of the corner of your eye, you caught Cove shyly twisting the ring on his left hand. A wave of affection drifted down your body. You knew someday would be your wedding. That filled you with joy. His stuttering never quite reached full sentences. Instead, turned into silence. Cove's brain was shutting down. Matt had sympathy for him.
There.
You don't have to say anything. It's just a little thing to ponder. At that, Cove's mouth snapped shut. With a stiff nod, he creakily glanced at you. If it was only the two of you here, you got the impression he would have something to say. For now, a meaningful look was all there was. Right then, let's get back to what we were doing. After that, you enthusiastically began setting up your plans to meet up with your friends. They were both able to come see you, having kept their schedules free for this. You couldn't wait. Cove was also freely sending texts. As you conveyed plans to Terry and Randy, you imagined that he was letting his parents know what he was going to be up to. The group continued to chat and catch up until it was time for your mom's brunch and your big meetup with your friends. Soon enough, everyone was out of the door, looking forward to their fun-filled afternoons and the dinner later that night. Outside the neighborhood street, you looked to Cove. He stood at your side with a bent smile. Terry and Randy were driving into town, while you and Cove were traveling on foot to meet them at an easier to reach spot. Man, we really are kids in Sunset Bad again. Trying to rely on other people who actually have cars to really get anywhere. Now it's stuck walking to whatever's nearby. No, we're reverting to infancy. A snort was followed by true laughter from Cove. Teasingly, he pouted. This isn't funny, Cove. I don't want to be a baby again. I didn't realize they were regressing that seriously. He shrugged, then stuck his hands in his pockets. The thought of being little again made you shiver. I can't go back to that. I like me currently.
Me too.
I like current you too. Let's go. He bounced forward several steps and shot Cove a playful look over your shoulder. With that, the two of you began your trip down the old road. It was a casual stroll into town, and before you knew it, you were at one of the large parking lots in Sunset Bud. It was completely empty. Cove pulled out his phone, texting Terry and Randy in the group chat to let them know you'd made it. Phone must have answered already because Cove gave you a status update while staring at the screen. Ronnie texted, I can see you. Oh, the blaring car horn cut you off. You and Cove turned towards the source of the noise. One window rolled down.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddies! Your friends had arrived, making a spectacle of it, as expected. Being the only carman, they got the pick of the lot, so they pulled in the one stopping in front of you. The window closed back up. Instead, the two front doors popped open. Terry and Miranda stepped down the pavement. Hi, Cove. Hi, Callie. With a cheery wave, Miranda skipped towards you. Terry, on the other hand, walked speedily over to Cove, squeezing him into a hug. A quiet laugh escaped Cove, along with the majority of the air back into his lungs. He didn't fight the constriction, but instead gave Terry a pat on the back, with a large grin spreading across his face. Oh, right, yeah, Miranda. This is what she currently looks like without the text. I do admit I like the shade of blue on her. And I like that big hat. It reminds me of Liz's hat. When she had a hat face. And this is Terry. Built like a twig. Of the female form. But hey, whatever wax. I mean, they could still be in the transitional period, but I don't really know what that goes through. I mean, my cousin's trans. My friends might be trans. But I don't really know. When you let Cove go, Terry came right up to you. He had his fist up for you to bump it. He smacked his fist with the high five to make it tacky. Your shoulders began to shake harder while you kept your lips twisted teasingly. Confused, Terry's eyebrows pinched together like he was trying to solve a puzzle. Gobble gobble. You wiggled your fingers, thinking of them as long, colorful tail feathers. Terry snorted at the moment. The image clicked in his brain. Gobble gobble. It felt so nice to have your friend group reunited as adults. Terry was currently a full-time lifeguard down the busier beach town over. You're proud of him. He'd helped a lot of people in his line of work. And in the recent years, you and Terry were able to form an even closer bond. It was reassuring to have a friend who knew exactly what it was like to go through changing part of their identities. You could go for him. You go to him for understanding, and you knew what Terry felt about the same. There. You could go to him for understanding, and you knew Terry felt the same about you. Miranda took Cove's hand and one in yours, and her other. Eyes lit alight, she gave you both gentle squeezes.
So great.
I'm so happy to see you again. Hey, Terry. I'm Miranda. He answered assuredly. It was clear that he was equally glad to see them. This reunion was long awaited. For a while, Miranda had been working hard as an assistant at a school, while continuing her own education. She also kept busy running a small online shop selling craft knickknacks she made. You look so cute! Oh, stop that. I think I call everyone cute at this point. Cute and adorable is my character's go-to thing to call people. Yeah, I did read that. The pink in her cheeks deepened at your compliment. I mean it! You knew how Miranda's plate had been for a while. But despite the busy schedule, she really did take the time to put herself a fantastic look. Miranda released your hands, giggling. He eyed the both of you carefully. So, how have you been?
It's nice.
Things have been nice. Everything's perfect.
That's cool.
I can tell, you're sparkling. Oh no, am I now a vampire? Standing up straighter, you felt a surge of pride for yourself. You were really happy to be where you are in life, where the trajectory seems like it was taking you. I'm really glad for you. Well, yeah. I'm super. Terry sidled up next to Miranda, putting his arm around her shoulder. Sighing dreamily, Randy chuckled at her boyfriend. Yeah, things have been unbelievable. He pressed his cheek against Miranda's, and she let out a light squeak. He put it to sight to an amused grin on your face. Your friends made a wonderful couple. They knew each other well and cared about each other so much. It was no shock at all when you heard the news that they'd started dating. The corner of your mouth curled playfully while you took in the warm welcomes around the group. At times it was still kind of funny how your group before evolved into two couples. Not that you were complaining about. Yet you thought it was an amazing thing. Cove then pulled his phone out and peeked at the screen. He repeated the motion every so often. You raised an curious eyebrow at his unusual behavior. Cove was focused on whatever he was doing to even notice you noticing him, which was even stranger.
So...
Is there anything either of you want to do while we're here? Any place you want to see? I'd be up for a lot of things, but actually there's something I want to do right here. Oh yeah? What's that? Harry poked Cove's arm playfully. Miranda's met your eye, silently asking if you had an idea what Cove was talking about. You shrugged. I just want to see my friends. Huh. Cove, you're already doing that.
Well...
True, but I could be doing it even more. Oh no. You, Terry, and Miranda all turned to Cove with an identical incredulous expression. His stare moved to a point past you three, and you heard scrapes of sand and gravel underfoot. Is it Shiloh? Someone else stepped into the parking lot. Startled, you jumped at the cool, warm voice shouting over. Nope, Derek.
Guys, gals, and pals.
I don't know why Shiloh was the first person that came to mind. I figured it would be Derek. Did he sprint all the way over? What's up, guys, gals, and pals? Running a hand through his hair, the person who crossed the lot was unmistakably Derek Suarez. He was beaming the whole way. It's been too long. Even though it hasn't been that long, but long enough. You ran over and hugged him. He was comforting, but solid. But he also was big enough that it was hard to fit him in your arms. You could feel the rumble of his laughter against your cheek. Derek held you in return.
I missed you.
I missed you. He spoke to you gently. You were thrilled just being there. Reunited with him. Derek was a good friend of yours. And he had been for a long time. Hey! He waved over at Terry and Miranda pleasantly. Over the years, they had all met several times in passing, simply through being friends with the same people. What's up, big man? Hi! It's great you could come. Cove put himself next to Derek. Happy, he clasped his hand on his friend's shoulder. Hi! Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Of course. Thanks for inviting me. Peevishly, Cove looked back at you and the others. That's when it clicked in your mind. It wasn't his parents he was texting earlier. It was Derek the entire time. Derek's in town for a few months to help my dad and his dad with some work. Yep, I'm working on my own business thing too. I'm still involved running the scuba shop when it's called for.
Very nifty.
Nifty. Humming, Derek elbowed Cove.
So?
But hey, we don't have to stand around here for my sake. What's the plan? Let's hit the town. Eager to get going, everyone piled into Terry's car. The rest of the afternoon was spent visiting all the spots around Sunset Bud, laughing and reminiscing along the way. Once it started getting late, Terry brought you and Cove back to the neighborhood. You didn't have to walk there at all. After all, you didn't get out until promises were made to see each other again before your trip ended. Side by side, you and Cove stood in the street and waved at the car as it drove away. Terry tapped the horn for 2 honks, while Miranda stuck a hand out the window to wave back. You got Derek in the back window, giving you both a big, wide grin. Sang as soon as the car turned down on the street, they were finally out of sight. Well, that was one party. Time for another. Ready to go see your moms? Always. Let's get the celebration going. You shimmied a bit right there, in the street for added emphasis. He looked at you amusingly, and rolled his eyes.
Come on,
Come on, let's go. For a tie, you and Co crossed the distance to your house. It was almost time for the anniversary dinner. You barely stepped over the threshold of the condo before Ma descended, eagerly welcoming you both. The usual greetings were followed up by questions on everyone's well-beings. After which, the conversation moved on to excited chat about tonight's dinner plans. Kev excused himself to the restroom to freshen up and being on the move again. But when he returned, you were shocked to see it changed entire. But when he returned, you were shocked to see he had entirely changed outfits. Where did that come from? I packed it with me so I could get dressed from before dinner without having to go back to the hotel. Didn't you? Or maybe you still have stuff here at your mom's place. No, Cove, I didn't do that. About your mom's party, it's at the country club. And that's where Liz took golf lessons. But everyone there is their Sunday best. It'd be different if we were going to one of the club's parties. We were going for a regular meal. Cove was befuddled by your explanation, as you were with his actions. He threw his arms up, desperate for understanding.
Seriously?
How could you not dress nicely for a country club? I don't think the Cypress is as special as you decided it is. You saw Ma. She wasn't in formal clothes, and she's one of the guests of honor. His brow wobbled, and his cheeks became far pinker. He looked down at himself regrettably as he pulled the cuff ends of his shirt. He seemed more like a scholar child than a man dressed for the latest charity gala. So she was gonna get dressed, change what you and me were